You see? Now this is what I'm talking about. After the disaster that was episode 110, this episode is a massive step up. The sluggish, repetitive, flat, and painfully static animation is gone. Pokemon actually move again. They run, jump, fly, and dart around with real motion instead of still frames pretending to be action. During intense sequences, the camera doesn't just pan left to right across a static shot. It actually follows the movement dynamically. There's even a sense of scale. The heroes feel as they should, imposing and larger than life. There is finally weight and intensity behind the action, as well as a sense of danger and urgency that permeates the whole ordeal. And the chases? They are pulse-pounding, thrilling even. Cap and the Shark Cadet sprinting across a walkway as Lapras smashes through it like a kaiju is one of my absolute favorite moments. Ceruledge dueling Kleavor in a head-on clash, swords versus axes, fast, sharp, full of momentum, is exactly the kind of battle this arc desperately needed, as well as my favorite kind of battle. These two scenes show just how much better the animation is here. This is what I want to see. This is how it should always be. This should be the standard, but sadly, it's the exception instead. It's clear they saved most of the budget for this episode, which is understandable since this is the finale of the arc. Wanting it to look better than normal makes sense. The problem is that normal is awful. Having most episodes look good and the special ones look extra good is perfectly fine. The problem is having most episodes look horrible and only the special ones look good. This just leads to uneven quality and most episodes being painful and frustrating to watch. And it's not even like this animation is that good. It's not groundbreaking even for the Pokemon anime, but episode 110 was so bad that this one feels like a revelation. A reminder of how good Pokemon battles can look when they aren't PowerPoint presentations. It was so bad that anything competent looks amazing by comparison. It's truly unfortunate that this level isn't the norm. But hey, credit where it's due. At least they saved the final battle from being a complete disaster. So, just like I hoped, they made up for episode 110. Beyond the animation, this episode succeeds because Liko and her friends lose, and badly. They are utterly crushed, and you feel it. The shocked, devastated expression on their face as they look at their fallen Pokemon says it all. And honestly, this is the way it should be. Now, I know this might sound weird coming from someone who always wants them to win, but I only want them to win when it makes sense. Triumph without logic destroys the story's weight. If they can always find a way to win no matter what, then growth, training, and struggle stop mattering. The 6 heroes gave them trouble individually. 5 of them together, boosted by Lacuium? Impossible. This was never a fight they could realistically win. Even Liko's attempt to stop the fight with the power of friendship fails. Amethio's arrival doesn't save them, and Rayquaza nor Freed show up to bail them out like I hoped. So no plot armor, nothing prevents their defeat, which is admirable and keeps the story interesting and believable. And not only do they lose, they also fail to save the heroes. The explorers take them away again, basically guaranteeing this battle will have a second part. Ultimately, this battle shows how far Liko and friends have come and how far they have yet to go. Their crushing loss ends up motivating them to get stronger and perfectly sets up the next arc, where they will go to Blueberry Academy to reunite with Briar, who makes another hilarious cameo appearance, and a power-up. Uruto especially needed this wake-up call. He was dead weight during the battle, something he clearly realizes and deeply regrets. He even causes the downfall of both Sableye and Cap. Episode 107 showcased his shortcomings, but episode 111 made them impossible to ignore. Considering his lack of real-world experience compared to Liko and Roy, it actually makes sense, but the gap between them is massive. Hopefully he grows into a real, dependable ally someday, because right now, he's all bark and no bite. So yeah, the impact the conclusion of this battle, and thus this episode, has on the story and the characters cannot be overstated. And then there's Amethio, who arrives like a total badass and sporting a new look. His appearance lets Ceruledge and Charcadet fight together, with Liko cleverly asking Ceruledge to power Charcadet up. Seeing rivals fight side by side is always great, and they both shine. Ceruledge has one of the best moments in the entire battle, and the Charcadet puts on an incredible and admirable performance. Even better, Amethio reveals that he found the Zygarde. Unfortunately, it can't do much in its 10% form, but still, it's here, it's with Amethio now, and it's finally ready to join the fight against the Explorers. Moreover, Amethio too realizes that he still needs to get stronger, which is great for his future development. I do have one complaint though. The last time we saw Amethio, he was making curry with Mighty G in a cave. Why did we get this instead of seeing him find the Zygarde? We got filler with him instead of something meaningful. I get that they maybe wanted to make his arrival even more surprising, but still, it's baffling. Hopefully we get a flashback episode someday showing what he went through between episodes 105 and 111. I do, however, love that he and Cervantes finally talk things out. Cervantes, who wouldn't even look at his son before, finally acknowledges him. They shake hands, unite, and choose to fight for the same goal, stopping Spino. Seeing 3 generations together, Cervantes, Amethio, and Hamber, finally on the same page, is incredibly satisfying and reassuring. My only gripe is that we never learned why Cervantes was at odds with Amethio to begin with. Without the context, the reconciliation doesn't hit as hard as it could have. Finally, I appreciate how this episode calls back to several earlier battles in this arc. Lucario and Dragonite baiting Lapras and Moltres into crashing into each other mirrors how Lucario and Sableye dealt with the 2 Steelix in episode 92. Charcadet grabbing Gouging Fire's face is a direct parallel to its battle against Arcanine in episode 108. As the final episode of this arc, such references are fitting. The ending reflects the journey, giving everything more weight and value. So, overall, this episode was fantastic and a massive improvement over its direct predecessor. The animation is finally good, making for a battle that is energetic, dynamic, intense, thrilling, and exciting. Better yet, it also ends up being quite meaningful since it ends exactly the way it had to end, with Liko, Roy, Uruto, and Amethio tasting bitter defeat and being driven to grow stronger, which beautifully sets up the future of the series. Amethio's timely arrival, the fact that he has Zygarde with him, and his reconciliation with his father are the icing on top. While it's still not a perfect episode compared to episode 110, it's a masterpiece and it manages to bring Mega Voltage to a close on a strong note that makes me hope that what comes next will build on this momentum and quality. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, feel free to click the links on screen. And if you'd like to support the channel and help me keep making content like this, you can find all the ways to do so in the description and in the pinned comment. Whether it's through a small donation or just watching and sharing, every bit of support means the world to me. Thank you so very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.